Hey, hello. Welcome everyone who joined us during that video. That was just a little quick intro video into the Thermomix TM6. And we'll get started in a minute. And we have a lot of you on this evening. A lot of you are part of cooking experiences where the host will be getting a host reward. And some of you are just on to check out the Thermomix. Some of you are on to check out the new cutter accessory that we have. So welcome to you all. It's really great to have you all on. As we're going along, I really love it if you could put your questions into the chat, just so that the demonstration can run smoothly. And then we'll be answering those as we go. But at the very end, once I stop recording and we've finished presenting what the main things we have covered, then there'll be a chance for you to come off mute if you want to, and we can have conversations and answer any other questions that weren't answered during the demonstration. That would be great if you could do that. And so just to get started, I'd really love to hear from some of you. You can put it in the chat, or this is a good chance to come off mute if you want to. But I'd really just love to know what's important to you when it comes to cooking. So some answers could be to save time, to be healthy, to save money, for it to taste good, to be environmentally friendly, energy efficient, these types of things that are important to all of us when we're cooking. So, yep, we're seeing quick prep in the chat to make fresh, healthy foods that are quick and healthy. Okay, so we're seeing quick and healthy as the main answers so far. And if you're not answering, that's okay. Have a think to yourself. What is important to you when it comes to cooking? And for some of you, it might be all of the above, and that's okay as well. So as we go, I'm hoping you'll be able to see how the Thermomix can help with those needs that you have in your kitchen. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly show you, let you know the price of the Thermomix. The Thermomix is $2,359. We have some really great payment options that I'm going to go through at the end, but just so you know, we have payment plans to make it really more affordable for everyone. And everything you see on the page is included. So that's good as well. And we've had some more answers in the chat. Quick and healthy meals and making food that my family wants to eat. That's always a good one. Thank you. So these are all the functions of what the Thermomix does. There's 20 different functions and counting, because we keep getting software updates with more functions. But it's really an all-in-one that does everything. It's the smart connected kitchen. It's just a really great investment for you to have in your kitchen. So we'll get cooking and show you how that all works, but I'll put that aside over there. But so to get started with our cooking, I actually wanted to show you the cutter first. It's our new accessory. You don't need the cutter to use the Thermomix. We've all been Thermomixing. I've had mine for 13 years, never had a cutter, and it's been amazing. I love my Thermomix. It's just something new that some cooks want to have in their kitchen, and it changes the aesthetics of what some of your fruits and veggies and cheeses and meats will look like. But yeah, it is an optional extra, definitely not absolutely needed, but for those who've been Thermomixing a while, we're all pretty excited about it. So and it's not available for purchase at the moment. It will be later in the year, but at the moment there are 2 ways to get a cutter. You can earn it by becoming a new consultant, and your first 3 sales will go towards earning you a free cutter and a free blade cover peeler. And there's heaps more things to earn. Consultants are always being showered with gifts, but the other way to earn it is as a host reward. And so some of you are on tonight so that your host can earn their cutter, which is very exciting for all of us. So I'll just get started, and I'm going to make it's called the quick sliced pickle. So I'm going to move my screen so that you can see better what I am doing over there. Actually needs to be back a bit. And so I'm going to just press start, and I'm going to skip through some of these steps, because the first step is to make our pickling liquid. It only takes 3 minutes, but I've already done it so that it could cool down a little bit. And you can do it hot. If you do it hot and you're in a hurry and you just want to do it, your veggies will be a bit softer. And if you let the pickling liquid cool down, they'll be a bit crispier. So up to you, totally subjective. But it's just vinegar, sugar, and water. And then you cook that for 3 minutes and it's ready. So the Thermomix is just awesome. You know, the scales come up, you pour in your ingredients, and then you keep going and it cooks and stirs at the same time. It just saves so much time. So we've done all that. Now it's telling me to insert my cutter, which I have done. Oh, now the first thing I'm going to do is the cucumber. So I've got, this cucumber would have fit in, but I'm following the recipe, which says to cut it in half lengthwise. Just following the recipe, you don't have to do that. So it says to place the cucumber in, and then we're going to, it says insert pusher. It says thin or thick. I happen to know we want thick. Oh, it's telling me to go to thick. Yeah, that's great. The recipe tells you what to do along the way. So we'll go to thick, and it will activate and go on. Okay, so next we're going to insert our radishes. I've got 5 radishes here. I actually got 6 because two of them was really small. So it says put the radishes in, and then we're going to do those on thin. So I'm going to show you the difference between thin and thick slice. So let's do that. And this pusher that I'm using, it's more of a guide. I'm not pushing really hard. It's just kind of making sure everything keeps moving down. It would move by itself eventually. And the last thing is our red onion, which we're going to put in. And we're going to do that on thin. We want our red onion sliced quite thinly. That's good. Mm. The onion is what's taking the longest. Okay. So now it's telling me, so that was this using the cutter on the slice mode. And on the cutter, we have 2 modes. We've got grate, which Sarah is going to show you, and we have slice, which is what I'm showing you. So now it's telling us to put it into our container. So take that lid off. This is so cool. Oh, more people are coming in. So here we have all that onion sliced with my spatula. I'm going to be putting it in our container here. So we've got all this onion. I need to do it this way. Sorry. Then we've got all the radish. I don't know if you can see. Look how thinly that's sliced. Beautiful radish pieces in perfect rounds. I don't know if you can see. It's so cute. And then our cucumber last of all, which we did on thick. So thick is 4 millimeters and thin is 1 millimeter. So all that goes in together to make our quick pickle. So you can imagine slicing veggies for a stir fry, or to go in a galette or a pie, or a tart, or what's that potato thing called? Potato casserole. Or just to eat sliced veggies. But anything. So that's our cutter. It's quite deep, and what I love about it is the Thermomix stays clean and dry. Just always remember to take out that shaft piece when you're done. Thermomix is ready to go. So only the cutter needs washing. So we've got all our veggies nicely sliced here. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see all that. And the next thing we're going to do is pour over our pickling liquid. I actually want to give it a bit of a stir, but I'll do that after I pour in the liquid. And I can see some questions in the chat. I'll just read those in a second. Now this container, it's a glass container that has a special lid on it that you can turn to choose what day you have put the food in. And the most special part about this container is that it works with our vacuum sealer wand. So I'm going to show you how that works. This container is coming free at the moment with anyone who purchases a Thermomix, and it's with the vacuum wand, it's valued at $99 of extra value that you're getting at the moment, which is just awesome. So I'm going to push all those veggies down into the liquid, which you can see there. So that can just do a quick pickle. Now you can use these containers to store anything. I've stored my baby spinach in it. It lasts so much longer than anything else in the fridge. Berries, just anything you want to last, you know, a long time. I'll show you how it works. So we're going to put the lid on, and then with our vacuum seal wand, it just takes out the air, which takes out, you know, the chance of bacteria spoiling in there. So just put it on top and push the button. And then you wait for, can you see up where my thumb is, there's a little white button that's going to pop in once all the air has been taken out. Just takes a second. Oh, it's just done it. I was gonna answer some questions in chat while that was happening, but that's done. So that air is out of there now. So it's just freshness in there, vacuum sealed container, which I'll set aside. And this comes with the charger, and it comes with 5 reusable vac seal bags as well. So it's a really great offer that's happening at the moment to keep your food fresh longer, which means less waste, which means saving money, you know, good all round. So that's what's happening at the moment. And I wanted to show you the slice mode of the cutter, and let me just make sure we don't have any question. Oh, I'll answer those questions maybe while Sarah's cooking. So we're going to throw to Sarah. It looks like Sarah may have answered some of them. Thank you. We're going to throw to Sarah, and she's going to show us how to use the cutter on manual mode now. So I was showing you within a recipe, and guided cooking just takes you through and you don't need to think or do anything. But Sarah's going to show us another way, and one of our favorite recipes, which I'll let her introduce.
Hi guys, welcome everybody. So I'm actually going to make the chicken teriyaki stir fry tonight, but I'm going to just prep the vegetables first using the cutter before we go into the actual recipe for the main meal. So I've got a few veggies. Some I'm actually going to, I have cut manually, like my broccoli, things like that. I don't want to be putting into my cutter, but my carrot, my capsicum and my onion, I am going to use the cutter. So Jade was asking in the chat about the sides. So we've got one side, which is great. I'm not sure if you can see here. It shows thick grate and thin grate, like 2 different pictures. So that's the thick and that's the thin. And then we flip it over, and that's how we get the slice. So the thin slice and the thick slice. So I'm just going to pop mine in the side for the grate. Okay. All right. So first, I am going to scroll over on my screen. I'm going to find grate, grating mode. The first instructions just tells us what to do. Okay, so then on the dial, you can move my screen so you can actually see. The light's really bad in here. No, no better. It does actually say thin and thick. So when we move our dial down, we choose which one we want. So we're actually going to choose thick to thick grate. So we're going to do the carrot. So I'm just going to turn the dial to thick. Okay, I'll show you what we're at. And now we have our thick grated carrot. See? So I'm going to put this in my bowl. I'm not going to bother cleaning it because it's all going to go in the same soup right anyway. Alright, so now we're going to go on to my onions, and I should do the same again onto thick. And I'm actually going to slice my capsicum. Just because the consistency wasn't quite right when I tried it yesterday. Right. Onion. So I'm just going to come out my grate and go into the slicing mode. Okay, and I'm just going to do thick slice. Okay. And then we have my capsicum. I'm just going to jump now into the teriyaki recipe. Okay, so I've saved this in my planner for today. So I'm just going to go to my week and pull up the chicken teriyaki and click start cooking. Okay, so it's wanting me to add 10 grams of olive oil. I'm going to turn my scale first, just make sure it's on 0. Now I'm going to add my chicken. We're using chicken thighs for this recipe. It's asking for 250 grams. If you want to use more chicken, so if your family eat more than 250 grams ordinarily, you can just repeat this step twice. So once it's done, the first step, just go back and repeat it again. Okay, so on my lips. It's asking me to place on my splash guard. So this is our splash guard. This also comes with your Thermomix. If we're up at the high heat cooking, which is 160 degrees, it always asks for the splash guard. So I'll place that on the top. Click done. And now we're just going to turn our dial. So it's set to 5 minutes maximum temperature. And then the 3 squiggles here is the high heat. So we're just going to turn that on to the high heat. Now we've got 5 minutes. So I'll pass back to you, Laura.
Thank you. So I wanted to show you a few things while that's happening. So for those who haven't seen the Thermomix before, and I'm going to show you the new cutter modes as well. But when you first turn on your Thermomix, you come to this home screen where you are in control of how you want to cook. You can set your time, you can set your temperature, and you can set your speed. You can also come over here and choose one of our modes. So you can press the scales if you want the scales to come up. You can go into dough mode to knead your dough. Turbo pre-clean is one of my favorites. It's like a self-clean mode. We've got egg boiler where you go in, you put in your eggs and you choose how you like them cooked. So all these modes are awesome. We've got kettle, warm up, thicken for sauces. We've got the auto absorption rice cooker method, fermentation, slow cook mode, sous vide, and then we've got the next few are if you've got the accessories. So we have a peeler, that mode goes with our peeler accessory. And then we have grating and slicing. And this is what Sarah was showing you on her screen. So she did both grating and slicing, I think. So once you go in, yeah, you can get rid of that. Don't show that again, it's okay. Oh, my screen's a bit dirty. And then you choose whether you want thick or thin. Same as the slicing, and you're in the slice mode and you choose whether you want thick or thin. And it's just a matter of turning this dial to be where you want it to be. Now, for those, we had a question, does the TM5 work? Does the cutter work with the TM5? Yes. If you don't have that mode, once you put your cutter in, you turn the normal speed dial to speed 4, and that instruction comes with your cutter as well. So speed 4 is the motion of it going. If you want it going on thick, you keep it going clockwise, and if you want it on thin, you put it on reverse, which if you've got a Thermomix, you know how to press reverse. Well, the TM6 reverse is right there, and that makes it go thin. So that's all. It's very easy. So a lot of us consultants got our cutters last week before the mode was on our screen, and we were able to use it just fine. And just a tip with the cutter as well that someone told me, which I thought was very cool. Even though it says it on there, can you see very faintly, it says number 1 and there's pictures, and it's the round pictures. That means it's slice. And when you turn it around, I hope you can see this. On my camera, it looks like you can. It says number 2, and you've got little pictures of grated strips. So that's the grating. And someone taught me, see the color of the, I don't know what to call that, the little bit that sticks out. The gray side is for grating, and the slate color side is for slicing. So we've got gray and slate color. But yeah, it's written there as well. So that's the cutter, and that's all your modes. Now, for those who don't want to cook manually, you don't know what you're doing in the kitchen, or you're in a hurry, this is my favorite part about the Thermomix. Instead of going this way into all the modes, which they are great, but if you go this way, you're straight into Cookie-Doo, and you can come here and just type something in. Like you could type in the chicken teriyaki, for example, or whatever you're wanting to type in, or you could just type in the word chicken and see what comes up. If you do that, your recipes come up, and then you just choose what you want to cook, and it's going to guide you through. So if we want to make, what do we want to make? Cashew chicken. That sounds good. If you scroll down in the recipe, it gives you your ingredients, your method steps. You've got some, well, that's a long recipe with lots of yummy ingredients. Got the nutrition guide and some tips as well. But if you don't want to read any of that and you just want to get started, you press start cooking and you're in straight away, and it tells you what to do one step at a time, very quick and easy. So that's what Sarah is doing at the moment with the chicken teriyaki, which she'll be able to guide you through. She's just cooking the chicken, which is the first step. So I'm going to show you more about Cookie-Doo a little bit later. Oh, it's done. Okay.
Well, 10 seconds. So I may as well show the next step.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we're just finishing off now cooking the chicken. Okay, so we're going to press next on our screen. Is using tongs transfer chicken into a thermal serving bowl. So I've got one of our thermal servers here. Retaining any cooking juices in the mixing bowl and cover to keep warm. So I'm just going to pull out our chicken to show you it's now cooked in the bottom there. Just grab some tongs. That's just the first step of the recipe. So as I said earlier, if you did need to cook some more chicken, you just press the back button on your machine and just repeat that step twice. The reason that we don't overload in the one step is just because of the even cooking with the high heat. It cooks down the bottom. You can see the browning on the bottom of your bowl. That's where it's cooking your chicken. That all adds to the flavour. And if you put too much chicken in there, we don't get even cooking, which is why I would suggest that you do it twice if you need to do more. Okay, so now we're just going to add our veggies. I've got heaps of veggies in here because I've prepared too much, but I'll use more tomorrow for something else. So just going to add some onion first, our capsicum, Carrot. Snow peas. So I'm choosing green beans actually instead of snow peas, just because we prefer them. So you can add whatever vegetables you want into your stir fry. If you don't want to have the ones it specifies, just add in the ones that you'd like to use. I've actually got double what it asks for, but that's okay for this bit. Our broccoli. And now I'm just going to add some more olive oil. So it's asking for 20 grams. Okay, so same as before, we're just going to pop on our lid. Instead of putting in the measuring cup, which we normally do, is asking for the splash guard. So I'm going to place our splash guard back on again. And now we're just going to do 5 minutes, the same as before. So we've just got the 5 minutes to cook the chicken and then 5 minutes to do the veggies. Over to you, Laura.
Thank you. So in this time, I actually wanted to just let you know a process for those who are hosting tonight. It's a little bit challenging because we have so many hosts on in the one event instead of just one. But just we have a check-in process to make sure the host is going to receive their host reward. I'm just going to send you a link so that you can check in. It only takes half a minute. It's very quick. It'll just ask you for your name, and the link is very unique and specific to your host to make sure they get the reward for you being here this evening. So once Sarah's cooking next, I'm going to start putting them in the chat, and just please, I'm going to put the name of the host and then their link. Please don't click on someone else's link. It's very important that you click into the right link to check in. It's just a check-in, that's all it is, just to say you did attend the demo. You know, we have systems in place to reward those who help us spread the word of the Thermomix, and we have some great host rewards. So if any of you are thinking that you might know a couple of people who should check the Thermomix out, whether it's because they're busy or they hate cooking or they love cooking and they need a sous chef, or they want to save money or save time, whatever the reason is, we have no obligation for anyone to purchase a Thermomix at our cooking experiences. But if you are thinking you might know someone who just wants to check it out and see what all the fuss is about, you could qualify for, will qualify for a host reward as well. So let your consultant know if you're interested in doing that as well. Yeah, so that's our host rewards, and I'll do that next time Sarah's on the screen. But the other thing I just wanted to talk about, I talked about the host promo, is about joining us as a consultant. So if some of you on here already have a Thermomix and you're loving it and you think it's just amazing, you could join us as a consultant. We have a actually really good promo on at the moment. I told you about earning the free cutter and the free blade cover peeler, but also normally new consultants get a free whole second bowl set, this whole set, when they sell 6 Thermomixes. At the moment, they've reduced that to 4. So it's really affordable, like, and easier for you to earn all the extra goodies that they have. So it's actually a really good time to come on as a consultant. We've got lots of exciting things happening, which are good for your networks who might be interested in getting a Thermomix, and you can get paid for sharing. Some of you might already be going on about it to all your friends, but if you become a consultant, you can do that and get paid for it. So let us know if you're interested in finding out the information about it, because it's fun, it's flexible hours, all the training is provided, and we get rewarded very well. So if you want, we have information sessions that go, they're only about half an hour, just to get all the info, and then you can decide whether it's for you or not. Another thing for those who don't yet have a Thermomix, becoming a consultant is one of the ways you could earn your own Thermomix as well instead of paying for it. So if you want the info about that, please shout out to us. We would love to help you see if it's for you or not. How are you going, Sarah? You must be ready for us in a second.
A minute and a half.
Oh, great. Cool.
I have sent my ladies links already.
Oh, have you? Okay.
For the QRs.
So I don't need to do that.
It's just the guests. I've not got all the guest details, so maybe do it anyway, just in case.
I'll just do it anyway. That's fine. So while I've got you, I'm going to start our dessert because why not? And it will only take a second to get it started. The first step, I'm going to show you a fruity dream. It's one of our favorite desserts or afternoon teas because it's a little bit healthy as well. And the first step is just to add some sugar. So the scales come up automatically anytime you want to add in an ingredient. And you just need to watch it over here on the side. And I'm going to, I was about to say I'll do less and I was getting excited and I poured too much in. I normally do less sugar because my family can handle it not as sweet. Tells you when to put the lid on. So like anyone can do this. It's very easy. I'm going to turn it up to speed 9 for 10 seconds. And now I'm going to add in our butterfly whisk. Oh, I got to show you what's just happened here. That was raw sugar. And I don't know, can you see the powder coming out? That's been turned into an icing sugar now in 10 seconds. How exciting is that? So you only need to buy one type of sugar. You can make your own caster and icing sugar. You can even make your own brown sugar too. Just saving money, cutting out additives, all the things that you can process yourself in the Thermomix with this very high powerful 10,300 revs per minute blade spinning. If you can process things yourself, you're cutting out additives and saving money. So I'm going to put in the butterfly and some egg white. Now I have a feeling I have 2 egg whites in here because I did that yesterday. So I'm just going to pull up my scales and weigh in about 30. Yeah, that looks good. So we wanted 1 egg white. And, oh, I haven't got you down there. Now it's telling me to put on the lid without the measure cup. And this is going to whip for 2 minutes on speed 4 at 65 degrees. So the temperature control on the Thermomix is one of the things that I love. So that you can cook milks at 90 and melt chocolate at 40 and cook ferment foods at 37. And right now we're cooking this egg white into a meringue on 65 to make it food safe. So I love the temperature control on the Thermomix. It is awesome. So while that's happening, I'll turn to Sarah and I'm going to start putting a million links in the chat.
Okay, so all I've done is emptied the vegetables into my server with the chicken. So this is now the cooked vegetables. I'm just going to place this down after. Okay, so we're now going to make the teriyaki sauce. So we've got a few steps. So the first one is to add 10 grams of fresh ginger and 10 grams of garlic cloves. I'm actually going to use minced garlic and minced ginger because I have that already in my fridge. I'm just going to pop that in. Okay, and now I'm going to add 70 grams of tamari. So tamari is a gluten-free soy sauce. Okay. 30 grams of honey. And a bit more. And 2 teaspoons of gluten-free flour. Corn flour, sorry, not flour. Okay, just making sure that's not all on my plates. And 2 teaspoons of water, just for a teaspoon. Okay, so now we're going to pop on our lid, asking for a simmering basket. Just here. Okay, so now we're just going to cook this for 3 minutes at 100 on speed 3.5. So push back to 1.
I'm still copying and pasting, but I should also let you know the hosts, you need to do this as well. It's not just your guests, it's the guest and the hosts who need to check in. In person, it's really easy. We have a QR code that you can just do it with, but online we need to use this really long, crazy looking link. I'm almost done. Okay. And my whipping finished a minute ago. Okay, that's everyone. If you can't find your host's link, shout out to one of us. I just spammed the chat, and if you can't find the chat, speak up and we'll help you. Now you've got till midnight to do this as well, so if you want to just pay attention right now and watch the demo, you can do it after, but yeah, you've only got till midnight to do that. Okay. Oh, and I need to do this. Hi, sorry. So this has been cooking away, and I'll show you what we have here with our meringue. That's only after 2 minutes. We've got a lovely meringue, but we're not whipping it to be like a firm one. Because we're not cooking it like meringue. It's just it's part of our dessert. It's part of our instant fruit ice cream, which is awesome. So I'm just going to, we're going to do the next step. And this tastes really good, by the way, this beautiful meringue. Now the next step is to add some fruit, and I need to go get it out of my freezer. So give me 2 seconds. Because my plan was to get that out while Sarah was talking, and I was too busy copying and pasting all the links. Yes, so this is to make it safe, like food safe. That's why we cooked it at 65 degrees. So there's another version of Fruity Dream. This doesn't want to open. There's another version of Fruity Dream in your basic cookbook and in Cookie Doo that doesn't cook the meringue. It just goes in raw. So this version is cooking the meringue first, and then we add the fruit so that it's really nice and food safe, being that we've cooked that meringue. So that's why I've done that. So I hope that answers that question. So now I'm just putting in, it says 600 to 650 grams of frozen fruit. So whatever you want to put in. I bought a bag. You don't have to buy a bag if you want to slice your own fruit and freeze it. I wanted to be quick and easy, so that's why I bought the bag, and I wasn't organized with my own frozen fruit. So pressing next. Now it's telling me that it wants me to insert the spatula through the hole in the lid, and sometimes when it's asking you to do something it thinks you might not know what it's talking about, it gives you a little video on the screen, which I think is pretty cool. So all it wants us to do is stick our spatula through the hole. That will never reach the blades because of that guard on the spatula. So don't do this with a different spatula, only the Thermomix one. So while I am blending this for 1 minute, I'm going to be stirring it with my spatula. That's all I'm going to be doing. So I'll turn that on. So 1 minute to our instant ice cream.
I should really wash my shorts tonight and have them dry tomorrow too. Mind you, they're not overly ideal for riding.
Okay. So I'll show you what we have here so far. Looking beautiful. So it wants me to scrape it down to loosen it. It says fruit should have a creamy consistency, which it does. It's very beautiful and creamy. but I'm just giving it a scrape. We're not done yet. Just another few seconds. Yeah, the egg white. Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is an instant ice cream, meaning we're going to be eating it fairly straight away. So no, it doesn't go bad, but any leftover Fruity Dream we'll be putting in the freezer. So no, there's no chance for it to go off as such, but that's a good question. Thank you. And this is, sorry, oh yeah, it's called Fruity Dream. And so now, look, it's looking beautiful, but we're still not done, because we want to whip this up to be really nice and light and fluffy and quite big. We want more quantity than this. So like, it's just to make it lighter really, and it will fluff it up, is adding our butterfly. So I just kind of had to move the fruit aside to add the butterfly in over the top. And now we whip that for a minute. So are you done, Sarah? Or yeah, okay, so I'll go to Sarah while it's just a minute of it spinning around, so nothing exciting to watch.
Okay, so our sauce is now done. It's a real thick, like teriyaki sauce. Smells beautiful over here. It says on my screen, pour sauce over the reserved chicken and vegetables, then stir to combine. Yeah. So if you don't want your sauce to be quite as thick, you can add a little bit more water or a little bit less corn flour. This is actually perfect. Let's give it a little stir. And here we have it. So we have our chicken teriyaki stir fry. There you go, Nora.
Good timing. I'm just done as well. So you've got your stir fry all done there, and I've got the dessert. How good is that? And you can see why we wanted to insert the butterfly and really whip it up with that egg white, just folding in on speed 4 with that butterfly. So pretty. It's so delicious. And you saw how quick that was. It's a great instant dessert or a snack. As I said, leave out the sugar if you want to make a really healthy treat. But yeah, very delicious. So, and I'll just sort of leave that there as we wrap some things up. We were hoping to finish sort of within the hour. So I guess the thing for me to let you all know now are the payment options for the Thermomix. So we have, as I said, it's 2359. You can pay it out via a credit card, PayPal, or a bank transfer. We also take Afterpay. The most fun way to get a Thermomix is by becoming a consultant and earning it yourself. So ask us about that. Or we have our Zip Money, which is 24 months interest free. So super affordable. It just means you're making weekly repayments. It's less than $25 a week. And think about it. Are you going to miss that $25? What about if you had a Thermomix on the bench? $25 a week to have this with you, super affordable. A lot of us find that we save more than that by having it. If it's making our processed foods for us, cutting out, you know, a lot of the aisles you have to go down in the supermarket, just buying fresh, but making your own bread, yogurt, cutting out takeaway, those types of things. So if you want more information about how much money you can save by having a Thermomix, get in touch with either your consultant or myself. I've got a whole list of ways. Questions, how do you store the Fruity Dream? So we normally eat it fresh. We're a family of 6 here. I have 4 kids, so this would just get devoured, especially if we had the neighborhood kids around or visitors. But you can put it in a container in the freezer I do find in the freezer it does go a little bit, it goes harder than what it is right now, but it's still yummy the way it is. Sometimes I put it in popsicle molds in the freezer so that next time the kids, if they just open up their mold and they're eating it like an ice block or an ice cream, that's something they like to do as well. Delivery at the moment is around, it depends where you live. It can be up to 2 weeks, but it's usually around a week, maybe sometimes a little bit quicker. Yeah, that's with our Post couriers, and we have warehouses that store Thermomixes in Melbourne and Brisbane. So yeah, it's about a week, but it's exciting if it comes quicker than that. And that's okay, Nalini. We can get in touch with you about that. So yeah, we've talked about the current promotion, which is to get that vacuum seal. That vacuum seal is very handy in that container. We've gone through payment options. We want you to share the Thermomix with your friends and be rewarded with our host rewards. For those who aren't interested in the cutter, we have other host rewards available as well. Our most popular, usually, our standard is our thermo server that my laptop was just sitting on top. This is double insulated stainless steel bowl that keeps your food hot for a couple of hours or cold for a couple of hours. So this is like amazing to have, and the only way you can get that is by hosting as well. So we have some people who host 4 or 5 times so that they can get all the host reward options, because we've got a whole list of options you can get. Yeah, or becoming a consultant is something exciting as well. So that's the Thermomix. For those who want to stay on and ask more questions, feel free. I'm also going to really quickly do like the quickest cookie dough tutorial ever, because cookie dough is our platform that comes that works on the Thermomix screen, and it's where all our recipes are stored, and there's thousands of them. And it's just the guided cooking that they're adding new recipes every month, so it's actually awesome. And when you first purchase your Thermomix, it comes with 6 months free subscription to Cookie Dough, and ongoing it's just $69 a year, so about $1 a week, or just over. So it's awesome, but you don't have to have it. If you don't want to keep subscribing, you can still use your Thermomix without Cookie Dough. That's okay. Once you've used it for a few months, I think you will want to. But I'm just going to really do a quick, and I know some of you, if you need to go, we're like pretty much done the demo, but I did want to just quickly show a few things on Cookie Dough for those who have time to stay on. So this is the screen that looks the same as the one I showed you on my TM6 screen. So you'll notice, yeah, that it looks the same. And you can just type in anything you want to cook. Like today, I wanted to cook something that had sweet potato in it. I showed you the example of chicken. You don't have to know what you want to cook, but if you specifically know, like say you want to recreate that fruity dream I just made, come type in fruity dream and there it is. Or the chicken teriyaki that Sarah made is one of our favorite dishes. Did you see how quick that was? Like 10-15 minutes and you've got a stir fry done, which tastes amazing with no additives. Like what a winner. If you don't know what you want to cook at all and don't even know what ingredients, you can just type in dinner, or you could just type in, you know, healthy, or if you're following a diet like gluten-free, dairy-free. If we're coming up to Valentine's Day, you could type that in and see what comes up for Valentine's Day. There's 400 different recipes. You might want to cook a cocktail or a dessert or whatever the situation may be. You can just type it in. The search bar is amazing. Once you've found what you want to make, we've got these 3 dots here to organize your recipes if you want to. You could just go to your Thermomix, type it in and have it come up. But if you want to be organized ahead of time, you could add it to a collection, which is like a folder. You could bookmark it. You could add it to my week and like say, I want to cook that on Saturday. And then you'll need to add it to your shopping list because we definitely want to buy the ingredients for that. Let's put something else in the weekly planner for Thursday, and I'll show you what that looks like when you go to my week. We've got, yes, the things I made tonight, and we've got some other things for the week now, and you've got your shopping list over here. And when you have your shopping list, it puts all the ingredients in the aisles to make it so easy while you're shopping. you know, all your dairies together, your fruit, your meat, your spices. So no matter how many recipes you put in here, you can have 10 recipes at a time in here, and it just splits them all up into the aisles. So what you already have at home, you tick off. So I've already got cream of tartar and I've already got sugar. And then as you put it in the aisle, you tick it off again. So yeah, I'm adding in my lemons into my trolley and I'll tick it off. But if you don't even want to do the shopping yourself, come here and press this order ingredients button. It's going to take you to Woolworths online. It detects what you want to buy. And if you don't like the brand it's chosen for you, you just press swap. Say you don't like that for some reason. I'm not saying you wouldn't, but say you want to change it to that brand, you can do that. And once you're ready, you press add to cart and there we go. And you can see I've got a lot in my shopping list. So that's a big shop, but this is me just mucking around showing you. Yeah, so that's the weekly planner on the shopping list. The other cool thing about Cookie Do is you can come here and add in your own family recipes or recipes from our other great website we have called Recipe Community, which is free recipes that Thermomix users around Australia have entered in. So that's the jam. I got that from Recipe Community, same as the chocolate slice, whereas the caramel and my LCM bars and my salmon risotto, yeah, some of these recipes are just my own. Yeah, my bolognese, my own that I have cooked for years, and I wanted it to be on guided cooking on my screen. So I've added them in here. So you can do that as well with Cookie Do. And is that quick enough for you? There's a lot more Cookie Do does, but when you're investing in Thermomix, your consultant's going to show you a lot more about Cookie Do than that. And I can see we've got some questions. Yeah. Yes, and if you're wanting to order a Thermomix, Linda, I'm going to get in touch with you because you're here with Jade, and I'm going to send you a link for anyone interested in investing in a Thermomix. Your consultant is going to send you a link that's connected to them and connected to your host, so it all works together. So we can get you cooking. Once your Thermomix arrives, that's not the end of our touch point. We want to support you as little or as much as you want. So if you want lots of support, we can come to your home, we can get cooking with you, and we can be on the phone forevermore helping you. If you're the type who's like, not interested, I know what I'm doing, we'll back off. It's whatever support you want, but we're here and we love answering questions about the Thermomix. So you never need to be shy or think you're hassling us. No, that's not us. We love talking about our Thermomixes, but as you can tell. Yeah, I've had mine for 13 years. I've upgraded models over the time, but just have loved it so much. I only bought it to make baby food. And then, you know, seeing what else it can do. It saves my family so much money. It saves me so much time. The kids can come cook. The 8-year-old comes and cooks, and I don't need to be in the kitchen with him because he knows how to press buttons. It's just awesome. It's an amazing investment for your household. So, yeah, so now that's the end of our demonstration. Have I missed anything, Sarah or Yolanda? Cool. So I'm going to stop recording, and then if anyone has other questions, feel free to come off chat and ask, and I can stay on and help out with whatever. So where is that record button? Yeah. And thank you all for being on so much. It's been lovely.